Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turn. I'm here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
James Farley,
Hello.
and Matt Murray.
You mate.
Whoa! Did you hear James's voice then?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
I don't know. My loins. Is that? It was very deep.
The warm, chocolatey tones.
Oh, this is because we had a go. Oh, you guys don't know this.
Oh, go
Sean,
on.
you don't know this, right? Let's talk about this. We always talk about podcasting stuff. So Matt hasn't been editing for a little while because he's been busy. So Sean and I have been doing it. And I just noticed that James's audio, for some reason, picks up everything. Him leaning back on the chair, him knocking his mic, everything, right? So I sort of sent him a message. Sean, you don't know this. I sent James a message saying, listen, man, I don't want to... But... we have to go through everything really slowly to make sure that your background sounds. Why don't you just turn it down and be really close to the mic? So is that why you're sounding so good this week?
That is exactly why. Yeah.
Well, I listened to that. Oh my god!
This is win-win. Less editing and also sexy James.
I've turned the gain right down, and I'm very close now.
Yeah.
Tell me how close you are, James.
Yeah, because I'm
Very
close
close,
right now.
Okay, let's thank our Patreon producers this month. They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Grey Dragon Claw, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Tom S, Stan, Philip with an F, Fred Fenge, and Please Help, can't work out how to downgrade Phil Nelson. Unfortunately, we cannot give you advice, but I'm sure there are tutorials out there. Just Google it. If not, leave it in
You must be able to downgrade them, right? Or at least just cancel their sub.
I think it's a joke, Sean. At least I'm hoping it's a joke.
It's not?
Yeah, Dean, I think you're in the chat. You can, or just message me. I'll sort you out. Yeah, you can. Or upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't upgrade any further.
Just
than
try. Just see what you can do.
Thank you so much for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it. We've already got our bonus show out for this month, which was a rambly one about what we got up to over Christmas and other bits and pieces like that. Then we talked about traitors for too long. I'm really self-conscious about how much I'm talking to. I'm like, there's part of me that's like, I don't want to be that one person that goes around and saying, "Are you watching it?" But then at the same time, I shouldn't really care, and I just want to ask anyway because I want to talk to people about it.
We should have done our next season of the Traitors. We need to do our own Traitors podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about doing a Love Island one for ages, but I think Traitors is more manageable. To be fair, we should probably do that.
Love Island's back tonight as well. I'm missing it right now.
Okay. We're also planning to do. Is it this Saturday?
It's this
At
Wednesday.
9 p.m.
Oh, sorry,
It was,
that's
this
my bad.
It's this Wednesday, isn't it? At 9 p.m. For the next tier up, we've got the Red Dead Online session. The four of us are going to be cowboys.
What, Sean?
We're gonna posse up.
Okay. Well, let's
Jesus Christ.
James Farley messaged the group today saying, "Is there a tutorial?" And Sean said, "Yeah, there is. I bet you haven't done it yet, have you?"
Of course not. I've been at work all day. Why would I have done that?
Well, bring in sick James. We can't do everything for you.
What is wrong with me being a responsible person and trying to make sure that I'm ready for the stream? Why is that?
It's not. No, it's just we don't believe you will be ready for the stream. That's the problem.
There's that. There's one. I remember the amount of times we've said we're playing this game, and then we're setting up and we're going to go live. Yeah, okay, it should be finished downloading in the next.
That happened.
Yeah,
that happened.
just starting it now.
That happened once.
Okay.
What game was that where you were downloading it as the stream was already live?
I don't remember.
And
Was it Tales from the Space Far Out, whatever it's called?
It was that one. Yeah. And look, right, I know people have a go at us for having a go at you, James, but that's not being responsible, mate. Being responsible is loading up the game and checking it out yourself and seeing what you need to do. It's not, do I need to do this?
Doing the stream.
Yeah,
what is wrong with me asking? I don't understand what is wrong with asking
There's nothing wrong with you
that,
asking. I just
so why you bring it up then?
Because I don't think you'll get it done.
Having a cheap dig at me.
She is cheap.
Prick.
Spent a penny on that. Patreon.com/TCGS. Genuinely, it keeps us going. We thank you so much for your help and support. Let's get to feedback from last week's show, shall we, Matt?
We shall. Jake Barlow has messaged Stewart's inquiry They say David predicted an Animal Crossing spin-off. Sure, no such game was announced, but Nintendo did officially announce the Animal Crossing Lego sets. I'm no lawyer, so this whole message is pointless and Jake. I'm no lawyer, but the loose wording of spin-off suggests to me that David deserves a point. He never specifically mentioned a game. This surely qualifies under the classic TCGS bullshit logic employed generously throughout various classic formats, such as TCGS Draft and GOTY shows. In hindsight, you should probably tighten that prediction up. Well done, David.
Thank you. Jake, I appreciate that. I don't think I can claim it.
He's no lawyer as well, so unfortunately,
Yeah, if we keep, we say this every week. If you're not a lawyer, don't contact us.
Yeah,
about anything. We're not
How many
interested.
times? And you know that, Jake. You know it, and you still messaged, even though you're not a lawyer. So
There was
Why
also
would
the
you
whole
do it?
thing about the Game Pass on Steam Deck as well. But
Oh, go on.
but it's all like hacked together, isn't it? I know
yeah, so
it's-
I think we said official. Like you can get it on there, of course, but
But then
Yeah,
you already
it's-
could when he made the prediction.
Yeah, James is.
So,
Are
yeah,
you
we-
all right today,
we
mate?
needed an
Have you got
official method.
James, have you got a glass of water there, mate? Because you're
Yeah.
coughing away.
Yeah.
well, okay, we'll take a big gulp.
Well, yeah, I did listen back to it, James, and you literally said, no, you can download an app, and that app
Yeah.
will let you download the games to the Steam Deck. And that's what
where
you
it,
said.
yeah, that's why it doesn't work because
It doesn't work.
It is like Microsoft have like given instructions for how to do this, but it's
Well, no,
not what I
how
meant.
to,
Like,
it's how to play the iCloud stuff.
yeah,
isn't it? That was
I
not what
meant
you were
it
saying.
as being like you download it from the Steam store and then you can
Yeah.
do stuff, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
It
It's-
never
and
did.
not only
Anyway, so I
that,
don't
everyone was,
care.
someone in our Discord said James was robbed last week. I was like, he was the only one that got a point. How the fuck did he get robbed?
How was he robbed?
And not only that, the one we gave him for a point for, that he was wrong.
Wrong. It's very close to being correct.
Yeah, but you're the
Yeah.
worst, James.
I love saying
You're
things
the
like that. It's really
absolute
fun.
worst. Okay, all right. Thanks for the support, Jake. I appreciate it, but not even I can. Like, there's something. We play a lot of darts at work, and I got angry with someone while I'm playing darts at work, and they were going, "Oh, just because you want to win," and I'm going, "No, it's got. I don't care if losing, but you are not playing the rules correctly, and that's what's wrong." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get like the same thing with Dinosaurus as well, Charlie's game. It just fumes me when he cheats. No,
Isaac is an absolute fucker for just changing the rules so that he wins all
Yeah,
the time.
I
And
don't
like
do
to
it.
the point I've had to be like, Isaac, no one is going to want to play with you if you keep doing
by
this.
no one,
Like,
I
it's
mean Daddy.
me.
Yeah,
No, I'm the same, man. I can't hack. Follow the rules. They're there for a reason. And that's what we've learned in the feedback section of the show. Go on, Matt.
yeah. So unless you do a course, Jake, don't message us ever again.
Yeah.
A course in being a lawyer. I mean,
Okay, Matt, we know.
see
Why
you-
did
see
you
you
go
in
back?
4 years.
Oh, God.
I
Right.
just had to-
Okay, sorry, just to
because-
explain to listeners that are not watching on the YouTube or watching live, we said this is a short show, and Matt smiled. And now he's doing callbacks to 3 minutes ago. Just as, I mean, what was that? Not as you do a course, Jake, for being a lawyer is what I mean, Jake.
Matt, should we talk about us both wearing yellow hats again?
No,
yeah, we
let's
should
not.
get
Let's
into
not.
that.
Let's
Listeners
not.
love this.
You know
move
what?
People get
I just
angry.
no. I'm serious now. Like I don't think any one of us would be here without. I can't do this with a straight face. I don't think anyone of us would be here without the patrons. And I think David, you should probably like read their names out again. Just go through the list.
And say thank you after each
Yeah,
one.
really. But also a different thank you for every person.
It
And they
is
do
a
it.
worry.
They do it in reverse order, so people
Yeah.
don't feel that they're being left
Yeah,
out.
we should do a
alone.
quiz.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We should do a quiz on the patron producers. See if we
When
can
you
do it
say
in order.
reverse order, do you mean like
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly that, yeah.
Can rewind it and
Ideally,
hear it.
ideally that'd be good.
There is a worry this week because like last week we had the predictions and everything, and not only that, we had so much feedback and so much like listener engagement from that Game of the Year show. It's incredible. We put this out. It's like, yeah, we're back for 2024. We've had hardly anything. Like I can only assume people are just busy, and then they're trying to find their feet in this new year, and they're like, I cannot be bothered messaging those four. Like it's not. I cannot handle it. It's a bit of a short show, is what we're saying. Bit of a short show. Matt.
Not if I can help it. Louis B. Right, is it Louis B or is it Lewis B? Okay, I'll stop now. If Xbox go multi-platform this year, I will get Don Matrix's face tattooed on my forehead.
Oh man, I hope that happens. That'd be so good.
That
Yeah, I
would be
mean,
good.
You've definitely got to have that. And if it is Louis B, I'm pretty sure it's a typo and it's Louis P. So Louis Proctor in the chat, who we know.
No. It's different spelling of Louis and everything. No,
Shut up! What are you doing? Don't think that I'm doing
Oh, sorry.
a thing
I didn't realize you were doing a bit.
What you thought? I legitimately thought, well, this is a typo and it's someone we know.
Spell his own name.
Was that supposed to be funny then? That was
Sorry,
a gag.
I'm half asleep.
Let's
I
not
really
analyse
am
it,
fucked.
Matt. Come on, let's move on. You're going to
no,
irritate the shit out of me this week. I can
Louis
feel it.
B. What happens is Louis B. You can go to the same tattoo studio as James Farley when Star Wars Outlaws gets like a 97 on Metacritic. So maybe you two could meet up. Jimbo James, aka Dr. Tongue.
Ugh,
I'll just leave that there.
that's horrible.
I almost went into cardiac arrest as David prepared to reveal the result of his third prediction about leaving the show. Losing David would be soul crushing. Please quit playing games with my heart. Appreciate y'all. David, did you write this?
It wouldn't have if he'd left the show at the beginning of January 24. That wouldn't have counted as his prediction. We'd be like, well, that's very noble of you, Dave, but it doesn't. You're not getting a point.
Yeah, you can leave what you want, but you're getting 0 for that.
Jimbo, did
then
you not
also
hear
we
me
get-
in the opening hour of the podcast talking like this? Although I do kind of like, oh shit, I should have done this. I do kind of like the idea of playing that final prediction and then turning my camera and mic off.
Yeah, he's
And
walking
then-
away.
Yeah,
and then
David's
just
left the
walking
chat.
off.
So we get another new golden era, wouldn't it be again? Which was,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about it, mate. We managed without Dave for a bit once. It'd be fine.
Yeah, actually, loads of listeners.
You know, how
That was
this
a
thing-
real
you
upset,
know that
wasn't it?
happens on the show where you keep saying something and then eventually it becomes fact. Like even though there was no ground for it to be. That's not one of them. Should we? Was there any more feedback?
Yeah, that is it for feedback. Go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Leave your feedback only if you're a lawyer.
Okay, we're sticking with that. News, James Farley, what you got for us this week?
Okay, I thought I'd start off with some sad news, obviously, because we got more industry layoffs this week, which is obviously shit. So we've
Yeah,
had...
they didn't wait, did they? They
gonna
didn't.
end,
They wait
is it?
barely a few days, and it's happening again.
I mean, so we've had Lost Boys Interactive is the latest of the Embracer Group studios to suffer layoffs. So they were owned by Gearbox formerly.
Who are
and
Lost
then-
Boys Interactive? What have they worked on that we know them for?
I don't know. Or
Well,
if they-
it says here, James, if you scroll down past the headline, Borderlands 3 and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, okay.
Which
That
they worked
I've-
on those,
yeah,
okay.
that was
H-
well
hence
received.
the
wasn't it?
Gearbox connection, yeah. But the numbers are not clear but about how many people have been laid off, but apparently it's sizable. And then Discord also cut their workforce by 17%, which was
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, do you want to hear what the CEO had to say?
Yeah, I am.
Unusual shit, or is it?
Well, Discord have had some major changes recently, haven't they? Like they seem to have completely redesigned how it's sort of structured that app. So you could tell that they were pumping out a lot of work. But was that a horrible sort of get this done because soon we're going to be a much smaller company? Do you know what I mean? Like that's what sounds awful. But yeah, go on. What did the CEO say?
So he said, we grew quickly and expanded our workforce even faster, increasing by 5 times since 2020. As a result, we took on more projects and became less efficient in how we operated. We are increasingly clear on the need to sharpen our focus and improve the way we work together to bring more agility to our organisation. This is what largely drove the decision to reduce the size of our workforce.
Well,
It's the same as everywhere else, isn't
Yeah.
it? Grew far too much during COVID, and it's not worked out. And it's
Especially something like Discord, where a lot of people were probably discovering it for the first time, maybe. I mean, like using it for chats, obviously a lot of us using it before, but yeah, no surprise that they grew as big as they did during
that whole concept is strange, though, isn't it? Because with tech companies growing during COVID, it's so at odds with what I was experiencing day to day, where all the companies that I work with or work around either went bust or reduced in size. So you do, I know, look, hindsight, and this doesn't make a difference in how horrible these stories are, but you do look back on it and just go, fucking, why did that expand so much? You
Yeah,
know,
but like as
how
like
could
an
they
online
not see how wild that period was and how, like, trying to make that
'Cause, I mean,
sustainable is
They
crazy.
Yeah, like, I feel
probably
like-
did think that it was just going to, I think they thought they would hook people during that time and then it would just continue.
Yeah,
this
I know.
was gonna be the thing, and-
I understand that. But when you see what that time was and how different it was, like around the world, to to look at the bubble that they were in that period and think that that was going to continue on that path is, in my opinion, that's like quite a dangerous thing to do, because it was a wild couple of years.
That's just it, isn't it? It's like so many companies, especially tech, it's just infinite growth forever. Nothing's ever going to stop us. It's going to be fine, and until
it crashes.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, there has been some things though that I think I would say have like still, sort of grown. Like out of that period, like video calls. Like people do that still all the time now. Like,
yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Really?
Some people are out there still doing Zoom family quizzes, and I'm so sorry to those people who have to put up with that.
House
still.
Party. Do you remember that?
Because I used to do video calls before, and that was fine. But then COVID happened, and now it's just like that is just the first thing. You don't even think about it, do you? I mean, I don't.
But that's like my kids. Like they like the idea of making a phone call to them by holding a phone to their ear and then talking is weird to them. Like they think it always just should be a video call now.
Right. But I would argue that Zoom conference calling and Teams is much bigger now than it was in 2019, but not as big as it was in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, sure.
No, probably not as big during actual COVID. But such a massive increase now on what it was. Yeah,
I know, but that's the point. Is that there's been this massive bubble, and when people are going back to normality, if you want to call it that, that stuff that was it's not continuously projecting up as some of these tech companies assumed it would do. And I just think it was mad, because I suppose it was because in the industries that I was around, everything was going down, not up. So it was kind of like I was it just sounds like mad to me. But this is honestly, it is hitting every single week now, and it is a reflection. It's a fucking scary time. There's no doubt about it. And I don't want to make people feel anxious listening to this or whatever, because I don't know what to say. It's just in the tech industry at the moment, it's horrible to see these news stories coming continuously every week for the past. I mean, obviously there's been layoffs before that, but in the past 6 months, it's been relentless. So if you work in that industry, I hope you're doing all right.
So there's also been, Twitch have laid off 35% of staff, and also Unity, who are doing restructure. They've lost, there's around 1,800 jobs, which is like 25% of the workforce they seem to be getting rid of, because they're saying that they're having a wider company reset, which is a horrible expression.
Well, Twitch is another one. Twitch is another one that went massive during lockdown, because celebrities were turning to it as an easy way of, I don't know, keep in touch with fans, expressing themselves.
With terrible microphones.
And so many people working from home who wanted just like a bit of a connection to something going on outside of their four walls.
I had it on all the time. I had Twitch on all the time.
Yeah, I miss watching Limmy every day. It was great.
Yeah.
But then they have, like the CEOs recently said, like it's not profitable. Like they can't see how to make money from it, which is
you're taking 50% off everyone. How are you not making it profitable?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you not making that profitable?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those, isn't it, where it's the millions of people streaming to basically no one who actually put the costs up.
Right.
Because there's no income being generated from those people.
But maybe it's also it's not Amazon profitable, if you know what I mean. Like they're expecting it's going to be like generating huge.
I would assume it's Amazon looking at the graphs and going, we're going up, and now we're coming back down again, and that's the fear, that's the worry, isn't it? It's horrible stuff, horrible news.
I should say, in case it sounded like I was having a go at people streaming to absolutely no one, you are more than entitled to do that. Like,
I know, I do it every Friday.
James does it every Friday.
Yeah, twitch.tv/TCGS if you want to contribute to Amazon's costs.
Which I mean, it's just you logistically you can be a burden on Twitch at no cost to you, and not necessarily generate any money for you or them. Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird one.
Okay. Next story is so Game is not going to take video game trade-ins anymore, according to staff. So this is from this is Eurogamer. So staff have told Eurogamer that from next month they won't be accepting trade-in of physical games, and the pre-owned stock will be sold until it runs out, and that's it. So they're not going to be. Presumably, they're only going to be selling new stuff now, and that's it. Which is
this is odd.
It kind of makes sense to me. Actually,
End of an era,
does it?
Isn't it?
Yeah,
because I thought the second-hand stuff was a great little money spinner for them.
Because they've actually expanded, haven't they? Like now, you just like sell electronics, tablets, all cameras, all sorts. They kind of
Yeah,
have
but
mini
they,
CX.
which they might still do. But
Which,
when
yeah,
you,
from the sounds of it, they're still
I
doing
think
that
people
stuff,
are buying less second-hand games. I think
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing.
true.
And I also think that when they're buying second-hand games, the first portal call they go to is CEX and not Game,
Mm-hmm.
because Game is still. You could stand outside a Game and not know that they're selling pre-owned games in there. Do you know what I mean? Because people used to go in there for new stuff. Whereas CEX have sort of taken over, or online. You've got online websites, Amazon Marketplace, eBay, stuff like that.
Online websites, yeah. No, I mean, Game is less visible in high street anyway because now it's in Sports Direct. So, but CX is much
No,
more
we've
visible.
got it's
Not
not everywhere.
everywhere.
We've
No,
got
that's-
We've got an actual
we've
game
got
in
an
the
actual.
next town over. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
not
we've got
I've
a
not
separate
been in
game.
one of the Sports
okay.
Direct ones. It must be really surreal.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
It's
rubbish.
like a concession.
The one in Canterbury is rubbish. It's literally just like a couple of shelves kind of thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like
It's not
anything
an
special.
actual shop. Yeah.
It's,
Well, the one in Leeds it's still like an okay size. I mean, it is a concession. It's but it just feels weird to have to get through all the people buying tracksuits.
All right, Judgy.
No, and starring fights.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. We shop in Sports Direct.
hell?
Fuck you.
Yeah, have you been to one in Leeds?
Harry's boots we get from Sports Direct, because everywhere else they're £400,000.
Fucking hell! What brand is that?
Nike. I tell you what though, it is going to be. Do you remember when Game was going to go bust? It was legitimately going to go bust. So everyone was like,
Which of the 20 times was that?
no, it was. I was in Milton Keynes, I think. So it would have been 2006, 2005, and you went into any game and they were selling less than a year old games for like 50p. It was ridiculous.
Was that
Oh, that's
when they
right.
did that and then tried to buy it all back when
Yes,
everything worked
it
out?
was.
Yeah.
They tried to buy it all back. Like about a week later, they said they got bought out or they got an injection of money, and they were like, "Okay, if you bought 5 games, we will give you £30 credit, no matter what they are." And it was like, what? So we took back all the ones that we bought for 50p. Oh, it was insane.
How's Granger doing? Granger Games? Yeah, do you have them?
I
in
think
South
they've.
Africa?
We don't have them.
I think
down
they
there,
went
no.
bust a million years ago, didn't they?
Did they? Yeah, because they were a weird one because they like appeared like across the road from every branch of Game and stuff, and there was a rumor that it was like basically a group of investors were like, oh, GameStop's thinking of coming to the UK. Let's basically, so that Granger was like a small, and they had like sort of 5 or 6 branches at the time. They're like, right, let's invest loads in Granger, get them like positioned to compete with Game, and then sell it all to GameStop, and then it just never happened. So
When
they
do you
were just
think? When
left-
do you think they went bust? I've got it in
Granger.
front of me.
Around the time of the GMAs?
God,
When-
that was bad, wasn't it?
When do you think they went bust? What year?
I reckon
Granger?
2016.
2019.
I would. Yeah, well, no, 2014.
You're all pretty close. 2018. I thought
Okay.
it was more recent than that, but yeah. And CEX, I like going in there and looking at games and stuff, but I can't remember the last time I bought a game from CEX.
Well, I guess also the trouble is that often secondhand, I've done a lot of shopping and selling to CX over the years to get bits I want, and generally secondhand games are almost the same price as full price games. Really, there's not a huge saving like they make.
No,
if
it's
you
not
want to
like
get
that.
like,
I mean, for Nintendo games, it definitely is, but I disagree with anything outside of the Sony games as well are quite holding their value quite a bit, but. You look at
and Xbox
third-party
doesn't have any games, so what's
Yeah.
left?
Exactly. But I do think it's important. I do think the second-hand market is really important, and I hope, as I say, I don't buy games from CEX much anymore, but I think they absolutely should. I'd hate to see CEX go in terms of being a place on the high street to get second-hand games and to trade in old games, because I think it is very, very important. When the last few times that I have done it has been because Harry had a couple of games that he didn't want to play anymore and really wanted another one. So for him to be able to play a game without us spending £60 on a fucking Switch game is it's a lifesaver.
It is a shame because I don't think next generation, but at least a couple of generations down the line, it is just going to be all digital, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
of
what's
course.
Well, I was
gonna
going to say
eventually.
this is what's interesting to me is that obviously a generation or 2 generations ago there was all the effort from EA and stuff with like the online passes that came with games, all as an effort to try and kill off the second hand market. But it's kind of just happened by itself now, hasn't it, with the advent of digital distribution, everything.
And it's
Digital
also because
distribution
those like the
Game
digital
Pass and stuff.
distribution, they do like I mean even like, so you've got stuff like Game Pass, but you also have like most of the stores have regular discounts as well on
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so it
Which
becomes
obviously
for
less of a-
free
platform holders
games.
because it means they're getting a cut of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
I
is
don't
sad.
think that helps people. I don't think that helps put like people less money.
Yeah.
To
No,
you know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
It's that's what I don't. That's the side that I don't like about it.
but then also, but for developers though, is it better to buy from digital stores? Because then, because if you're buying pre-owned, then you're getting something which the developer's getting nothing for that.
Yeah, well,
No,
definitely
it is better for the
For
developers,
developers, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is sad. I mean, like, I think when I wanted to buy Armored Core, I was like, okay, maybe on the day I was like, I want to buy this game, and I was like, where do I even go in town to buy games? And, like, the supermarkets don't sell anymore. And in the end, I did actually go to that game concession in Sports Direct, but I was like, okay, game's gone. Could go see EX, but it was like almost the same price for brand new. And I like, thankfully, there was a Smiths in Leeds, like City Centre. So like Smiths is probably now like the only place to get like physical games I can think of, like day one. Like it's just,
I mean, it's shit. It's
sad.
shit. Like it's a shit thing to do to say the old days were better. But I am like genuinely gutted that those times are over.
I'll tell you,
a game launches and you want to go to the shop on launch day and pick it up
Yeah,
and then
midnight
open
launch
it
or
up
supermarket
and
thing.
read
Like-
the fucking manual
so
and all
I'm
that sort
still
of shit. I love
nostalgic
that.
for like going through like just going through like like all the the racks of games and stuff before
gonna
you
say, yeah,
knew
like-
what everything was. And,
Before we
like,
knew the frame rates of
being able
every
to
single game.
Go into a game shop as like an act of discovery and wonder rather than just like
Yeah,
cheaper
seeing
online,
what was
innit?
in there.
just taking a risk on something and stuff
But
like
even
that.
knowing
that was fun.
exactly what you were going to get,
Yeah.
or going to a midnight launch or any of that stuff. And sometimes you get crap with it. You know what I mean? Like a bag with some stickers or whatever, but it didn't matter. Like I remember getting Dead
Or
Rising
Perfect
for
Dark
the
Zero.
360 and getting the face plate with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. It's just there is something about the old days in gaming that I kind of think, fuck, man. That is so much of the magic is gone now. And I know this is an old man moaning about not being young anymore. You're absolutely right. If you're analysing this, you are absolutely right. This is an old man missing his youth. But the magazines, the demo discs, the going into a shop, taking some games into a shop and trading it in, but your stomach being full of butterflies because you might be £2 short on what they offer you for the game and stuff like that. Feeling sick as you go to the little oh my god, I love it so much, and I really like. Obviously, if that stuff was available now, I wouldn't be doing that because you have less time on your
You go to
hands.
Amazon.
You got less time on your hands, right? But back in those days, man, that is.
I was going to make a joke saying it's kind of ridiculous. This industry that actually makes more money than music and films put together. There isn't like actually a thing, but actually also you can't. Where do you really buy music? I mean, like is HMV still a thing? You can get
I
vinyl
was in
there.
one.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
still
in
a
one
thing, yeah.
on Saturday.
I mean,
I know
mostly sell,
vinyl
like,
sales are on the
toys
up
and
and
that.
whatnot, but
They still sell Blu-rays and DVDs.
They
and
did,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Well, I was going to say because what's interesting because so younger people, I am told, are sort of swinging back to like actually I want to get into vinyl, right, or whatever. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
And I'm just it will be interesting to see what video games equivalent of that is in like.
I want to go back
See,
into
I
cassettes.
think
Yeah.
the equivalent, well, not the equivalent of that, but it's
Floppy
things like the
disks.
micro consoles and stuff like that. Yeah, that people
Yeah.
buy. It's stuff like that.
I do like them. So I went to Canterbury on Saturday, James.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
your
I went to that
hometown.
HMV over Christmas.
I saw
Did
your.
you see James's blue plaque?
I saw his statue
Yeah,
of him doing a T pose on a chair
Yeah.
in the middle of Canterbury. I went into that. That was the HMV I went into.
Yeah,
It's weird, isn't it? That
It
is
is
a weird
weird,
one.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
walk
I
in
think
there
they're
and
all
it's
pretty
like
strange these days.
it's just mainly anime actually.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
mainly
they've become
anime,
like a-
Funko Pops, and stuff like that.
It
Which,
reminds
like,
me of
is
what was
easy
that
to, like-
fucking shop.
It's
What was
easy
the
to roll
shop?
your eyes at, but if that had been how it was when I was 14,
I'd have been in there every day.
Cross-eyed. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true,
what, over the anime?
yeah.
What were you doing to go cross-eyed, Sean? What was a 14?
security is
No,
doing it
overwhelmed.
again. He's
All
doing
right.
it again.
That is it. It feels
Go and
more
give
like
it
a
that.
Forbidden Planet now than it
Yeah.
does. Do you remember that
Yeah,
Forbidden
yeah,
Planet?
It's still going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Is it
there's one of
really?
them in Leeds.
Yeah.
Does that still exist? I thought that was gone long
I
ago.
think-
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
No,
it's
it's
still
the
around.
planet's still around.
You can still find them.
Yeah, so I was in there, but what I liked even more is that we've spoken about how James couldn't be bothered to get his watch sorted for when he
Yes,
was
yes,
back
yes,
over it. And I literally walked down the high street in Canterbury, and there's a big shop that says, "We replace watch batteries for
it's
£6."
true.
Huge sign. And I was like, all he had to do was walk into that and go, "There you
And
go."
you must have walked past
See,
it.
I
and
do
gone, "Eh."
have additional information about this, but I don't know if I want to.
Oh my god.
Go
No,
on.
please share. Please share.
Well, see, I went to it's Timpson's, isn't it? You know those
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was one of those like close to a Sainsbury's, and I went in there with it, and I was like, "How much for this?" And he was like 30 quid.
He's
And I
like,
was
mate,
like-
we're not CX here. I can only replace batteries. How
was
much
like-
for this?
He said it was like 30 quid, and then he was like, "Or you can have it sent off, and they do some sealing thing, and that'll cost you 60 quid."
That's the
And I was-
service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know what all this is. So I was
Just
like,
say,
"I'm
just
all
change the
right." And
battery.
I walked out.
Right, I told you how much it was. Yeah, it's just shame on you, Timpsons.
Yeah.
Okay, is that
They wanted 20 quid to resize it as well, and I was like, "This is
Oh,
getting really
leave off. That's an
expensive."
app. You can do it yourself. The only
Oh, okay.
reason why I say most places do that for free. Anyway, let's stop with the watch talk. Let's get on to the next story, please, James.
So there's an Xbox Developer Direct happening this week.
There is.
So this is on 20th of January. So this would be Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time.
Did you say this week?
Yes.
Yeah, this Thursday.
28th of January.
No, 18th.
18th of January.
Sorry.
right.
Yeah. Why did I say 28th? That was stupid.
I don't know, and
Why
I like
did
a
you
word
just
for you
say,
after
"Oh,
this.
it's the 18th, James"? Why did you say that, Sean? Why did you set him up for that? That's a proper teacher thing to do. That. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It's
You
true.
went-
Yeah.
You went, "James, did you say this week?" you went, "I did say this week, yeah." Oh, that's interesting because you also said the 28th of January, so trying to work it out in my head. Is that
That's your
this week
previous
or-
statement.
Yeah. Is it Enter the
I've
Dragon?
got this
or
one
is
piece
it-
of information here,
Yeah,
and this other
yeah.
piece here, and I can't.
It's just,
They don't
just,
make- you don't
it's just
make sense, do they?
interesting the way you said that. You know, it's,
Most non-legit.
I got
God.
the date wrong. Anyway, it's happening at 8 p.m. UK time. Is that right, Sean?
I don't know. You tell me, mate.
So apparently we're going to see Machine Games' Indiana Jones game.
Well, no,
They're
it's
gonna
not
show that.
apparently. We are definitely going to see. That's what Microsoft confirmed.
That's what I'm. But apparently that is what we're going to see. You could say that.
It does apparently
fine.
mean like, oh, maybe, or does apparently
Matt's
mean
right.
actually?
in
Right,
this
stop giving
situation,
James a hard time.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bell.
We're also going to see Obsidian's Avowed, Oxide Games. It's Aura of History Untold. Is that right? And then also Ninja Theory's Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. But apparently,
I hope it's
no,
another bit of a cutscene.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it will have. Yeah. Apparently, there's no Activision Blizzard titles are going to be there, but there is going to be an Elder Scrolls Online event after the
Oh,
broadcast.
good.
So that's exciting.
Yeah,
I wonder if we're getting
I'll skip that.
another shadow drop.
So Avowed is one to be excited about,
certainly.
isn't it? Right?
Yeah,
This is
Avowed
the
looks
should
great.
be Good. I hope.
fantasy thing. I
There's
mean,
no
not
way
my
that they're
bag,
not doing
but-
a shadow shadow drop.
Shadow
this time
jump?
of day. It's going to happen.
What for what?
I don't
Avowed.
know. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
no.
just why it's a shadow drop. We don't know what it
Yeah.
is yet.
Oh,
Hans,
right.
you're saying, James,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
gonna-
good point. What if it's the Perfect Dark? What if it's that?
But it's
Yeah.
so shit that it's go like, yeah, it's out now. But don't mention it. Shh. No one talk about it 'cause it's bad.
Oh man, I really hope they do that because that'd just be huge.
They're not going to do that. Well, so you're saying, James, they're going to add a fifth game to this, and then it'll be a shadow drop.
Yes, that's what I think. Well, I mean, it's not going to be just these games, are they? It's
They've
gonna
got to
be
have
other
some
stuff.
surprises.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
there'll be a whole load
it's-
of indie games as well that are
It's
obviously
going to be it's
going
going
to
to
Game
look pretty
Pass, you know.
sparse if there's no surprises.
No,
Yeah.
there'll be surprises.
Oh, they're surprises, boy.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing Val because we saw like one initial trailer that was good, and then we saw another trailer which was less exciting, wasn't it? Indiana Jones, like, what have we seen from that?
Very little. It was just
Have you
that
seen
little-
anything other than like that CGI thing from years
No,
ago?
just the CGI thing. Yeah.
What's your favourite Indiana Jones movie, James? James, what's your favourite Indiana Jones movie?
Is it the Crystal Skull one?
Yeah, Crystal Skull's the best one. Isn't it?
I prefer the other one.
Do you know? I've definitely seen the early ones as a kid, but I've not revisited it. I've not seen an Indiana Jones for like 30 years.
Why are you falling falling into his
This
trap.
is great, Joe.
just
Sean,
thought
why
about
haven't
Indiana
you?
Jones,
Tell me why you
naturally.
haven't.
I don't.
What films have you seen since then?
What films haven't you seen, Sean?
Right, come on. Next story, I think.
Okay, so also apparently there's a new. I can say apparently.
Wait, sorry,
in this
I'm
case.
genuinely not trying to drag it out. We're going to live stream the Xbox One, yeah? We're gonna do
Yes,
talk
I
over?
think so.
Cool.
I think that's the plan. But that does mean working 3 days this week.
Yes,
3 evenings
true.
this week.
Taking.com,
Oh,
also
listeners,
TCGS.
what?
And,
Come
and
on.
Friday as well. Like,
Lucky you.
You can bin Friday off. It's fine.
We're making nothing from it, James. Don't worry.
Yeah, we are a burden on Amazon
I was
servers.
so close to
It's
streaming
true.
last night, though. I was so close to streaming
Oh,
last
really?
night. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of.
What game would you stream, and what games wouldn't you stream?
I really want to stream Mario Odyssey from the start and get all 999 moons to get back to where I was before Harry deleted
Fucking
my
hell, that's a
save.
big stream.
It is a big stream, but I'm kind of fucking bang up for that because I reckon I could get to 500 in no time. Like honestly, in about 3 streams. But then, yeah, I kind of want to do it. But then
That'd be
last
great.
night, Harry said, "No, I want to watch another episode of Traitors," so we watched that instead, and then it was too late. But yeah, I think that might be on the cards. So keep up your doodling, James. Don't listen to these. Keep up your doodling, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my last piece of low hanging fruit that I'm going to stream on Friday. So
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
this
what's
finally
that?
this courtroom game that we've been asking?
No, I
you
think
to
No,
it's
do?
it's
Dark
not
Souls
that.
3.
it is Dark Souls 3. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I
Oh,
think
you're
I'm
going to
gonna
start
that.
Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching that because I got really far into that game.
It's good.
Yeah, it
I'll be
was
up for
good.
Dark
really
Souls. Watch.
Sorry, Matt. It's
I'll be up for
James's
watching
thing now.
Dark Souls, is what I'm saying.
Oh right. Oh, okay.
What games wouldn't you be up for watching?
Well, great question, Sean. I'm glad you asked.
Come on, Matt. It's time for you to return to streaming.
I would love to.
come
I'm thinking about it, but not a great time right now. But who knows in the future?
on. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Next news story is that a new DualSense PS5 controller with longer battery life is apparently coming. This is apparently it's 12-hour rather than 5 to 7 hours, and it's been sort of spotted on Canadian Best Buy. It's the same price as the original DualSense. So I guess
Perhaps I can't believe they're releasing a pad of 15 minutes battery life.
Yeah, I mean it's 12 hours doesn't seem that much either, really, does it? What is the how much battery life does it? Because the Elite 2 quotes 40 hours. That's the difference we're looking
Have
at
you experienced 40 hours? Do you think?
Well, it's not run out of batteries. I mean,
Oh, it hasn't.
you know,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I've charged it up a little bit here and there, but it's not
so
like I've
No
not got
control
to the point.
group.
No.
I've not. Yeah, it isn't. I've got no idea how long it lasts. Maybe I should just not charge it for a while. But the battery.
No,
is
do
way
a
better than
stream where it's like that Top Gear show where it's like, oh, says it's got 1 bar left, says it's low. How long is it going to go before it runs out?
I kind of it needs better battery life, so that's good. But they're not amazing numbers, are they? Let's face it.
No. Still better than 5 hours. Anyway, next story is
Oh, okay.
that. Yeah.
And
Well, that's
analysis
it. There's
there.
not much more to say. Is there? Okay, the next story is GameShark. Apparently, GameShark.
What
Remember
is
GameShark?
what is
This
what is
is
Game
weird,
Shark?
isn't it?
Exactly. Well, this is the weird thing. They're not called GameShark anymore. They're now called AI Shark.
Oh, for fuck's
for
sake!
Yeah.
Of course they
So,
are.
right, last year they were NFT Shark.
Yeah, before that the Crypto Shark. Then there were,
So-
What was
Pog
before
Shark.
No. No.
Yeah.
Neck
So-
nominate Shark.
Altec Lansing revealed a partnership with AI Shark
Tamagotchi Shark.
that said that there was a new AI-powered GameShark successor was going to be coming, and the press release said the official launch is planned to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2 in September 2024. So people got very excited about this because they were like, that means that's when the Switch 2 is coming out. But then Altec Lansing backtracked on this and said they didn't know if it was September, but then they said it was definitely coming in fall 2024. Then they backtracked again and said Nintendo has not officially clarified the launch. And then Jason Schreier got in touch with them, and then they just said we were just guessing the date, and that was it. So it's basically a massive
We may be
non-story.
correct.
I mean, it's a good
But,
guess, but we can all guess around. I don't know, back end of the year if it even comes out
but
this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't mean anything.
It might mean something.
No, but anyone can say, "Oh yeah, it's September, or October, or
Yeah,
November."
I know, but
I reckon
this,
it does. I reckon
part
it's
of
going to
me
be
sounds
September.
like they know that it's coming in September. They
Yeah.
said that,
And they
and
fucked
now
up.
they're getting phone calls from Nintendo going, "Well, we're going to
Yeah.
break title." You absolute. That sounds more likely. Oh, we were just guessing.
But this is the kind of, you see, we'll never know because this is the kind of thing that Nintendo do where they'll be like, well, okay, we'll delay it for like
Yeah,
ages
yeah,
then.
it
Yeah,
is. It
just to
absolutely
spite
is.
them.
Yeah, yeah,
Just to
it
spite
is.
AI Shark.
Yeah.
September seems really soon to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. There's
It's
nothing
only,
better than
like,
new
8 months
Nintendo
away.
hardware. That is peak for me. I think it's a new GTA or a new Rockstar game, or Nintendo releasing new hardware for me. Like that's as good as it gets.
I mean-
I think that's as good as it gets.
The new Nintendo hardware purely because you're just like,
Yeah,
how
what
are
the
they
fuck
going to
is
mess
this
this
going to
up
happen?
this time?
Yeah,
Like,
what is going
what
on here?
crazy thing are they going to
Yeah,
do this
what
time?
colour is it going to be?
Yeah.
Like honestly, oh yeah, we've got this really sleek thing, red and blue. Really?
What, you mean
Okay.
red or blue? No, red
no,
and blue.
Both.
Red and blue. What colour
In a
is it?
kind of a stylish way? No.
Yeah.
Just
Well, no, actually, fair enough. We'll release a grey one. Well, no, I want the red and blue one. Who bought the grey one? Didn't you buy the grey one, Matt?
God, fuck no.
I've got
An
the grey
idiot.
one.
Fucking hell, Joe
No, what did
Pasquale
I-
came into the chat.
What did I? No, I think I had the grey one.
Yeah, I've got the grey one as well.
Yeah, you. Why would you do that?
Why
I
would
think
you
I
have
was
got the
like
grey ones?
pretending I was a grown up.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't
When I'm
work.
sitting on the train, I want people to have a little bit more respect for me sitting there playing my video game.
Oh look,
not
this is a
saying-
cool dude. He got the grey one.
I'm not saying you regret it, but if you went back now, like if it was coming out now, you'd get the red and blue one, right?
Oh god, yeah, 100%.
It's
It's
like
like
the
the iconic
iconic
colours.
one. Yeah.
I'm quite happy with the white with the OLED one. I think that looks good.
I was gonna, yeah,
I
'cause
mean, I
I
like that
changed the
now.
casing
It's a
on
bit
mine. to the white
boring.
one.
But yeah, with
What's wrong with that?
okay.
Oh, hey, James.
Did you get the purple GameCube, James?
I did actually, yeah,
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
purple GameCube boy.
Yeah, me
Do you
too.
wanna-
and
do you know
purple
something
Game Boy
embarrassing?
as well. Purple Game Boy Color, great.
I had
Oh,
the,
I
I
had the
had,
ga- yeah, I
I
had
had
the
the black GameCube.
Oh,
Ooh,
because
I thought you would have got the orange one.
I should
Sit
have
in-
the spice one.
sitting in your bedroom playing Monkey Ball, listening to Panic at the Disco.
Too old for that.
Ah, the good
Oh,
old
yeah.
days.
Okay, go on then.
Okay, final story is that Nintendo is apparently also. Actually, I'm saying apparently a lot.
Yeah,
What is
what
wrong
is
with
going
that?
on with
I
that?
think
I
we've
don't
made
know.
you
Okay.
nervous.
And apparently,
I've become really
apparently, I've
subconscious
never
about it
been
now.
on live news before, and apparently, my granddad was watching the Powerball.
Okay, Nintendo is
I don't
Am
get
I
reporting.
the
that
only one that
reference.
knows that reference?
So
You
what
don't
is that
know
reference?
I enjoyed it though.
Okay, all right.
What is that reference?
It's the
Don't think we need to
apparently
explain
kid.
it.
He
I
was,
don't know
he's in
what.
the new. Hold on, right? Okay, well I'm playing it. We got
You're
plenty of
falling
time.
into his
No,
trap
God, they're
Dragging
dragging
the
the show out or what? Jesus,
Yeah.
this guy's now
Apparently
putting stuff on
kid.
TikTok.
So they get this kid. Oh, that's a.
Oh, that's an ad. We're not paid 40 quid for that. So.
Right, here we go. Here we go.
What did you think
He
about
gets
the
interviewed
ride?
on the news.
It was great. And apparently, I've never been on live television before, but apparently sometimes I don't watch I don't watch the news because I'm a kid, and apparently Grandpa just gives me a remote after we watch the Powerball.
That kid sounds about 40.
Yes, that kid's
Very,
amazing.
very good. Anyway, that's James Farley. Apparently, and the title of the show is called Apparently. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Nice short one.
But Nintendo is reportedly considering outsourcing IP to external studios.
Oh,
So this is
don't
according
do
to
that,
GamesIndustry.biz.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Right, sorry, go on. Before we go into it, go on. Sorry, James.
Yeah, this is according to GamesIndustry.biz, and they're apparently looking for.
Apparently.
Just stop it. This has become a thing now. This
Apparently.
is really annoying. I mean, obviously, some of this is probably for indie games that they're trying to get, for the launch
Okay,
or whatever.
yeah, like the Cadence of Hyrule sort of, which worked
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Right, that was good.
That was good, actually. It was great.
Yep.
But also, Chris Stringer said, "I know of 3 studios that are deep in conversation around making games based on Nintendo brands. This is the idea of like using companies like Platinum Games and like Team Ninja, how they've done this before, for stuff. So apparently, that's what's happening.
Apparently.
Apparently, that's what's happening.
So your reaction was don't do this, Nintendo, Sean.
You what? Sorry.
Your reaction is don't do this, Nintendo.
Well, because from the headline it sounded like they would just be like, fucking let whoever do the next F-Zero, and but Nintendo has always had very sort of strict quality control over, when they license stuff out.
But they
Whereas,
didn't with Star Fox and Namco.
Yeah.
Stop with Star Fox. It was a
every
realization
week,
of a
James.
mid-90s dream, James.
But also, like, Sumo doing F-Zero would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Do it.
So actually, when you get into the story, I don't think this is anything new necessarily.
No.
No, but I think it's just the fact that you got like definitely 3 studios that are working on this is at least something cool. But a new ones is what I think is interesting.
We've seen Nintendo try and bring stuff back before, and you kind of go, I don't know, man. So actually getting third parties involved could. As you say, but it's nothing new. Like, because Nintendo didn't do like Mario Strikers, did they?
Oh, I don't know. Was that Camelot one?
That was
It
EA.
was probably Camelot, I think.
It's in the game.
Okay, quick question. Dream Studio to work on a new Steel Diver.
Oh, mate, please stop with that. I hate that.
One of the really
so much.
grim sort of proper.
It was Next
war
Level
sim
Games was Super
studios.
Mario Strikers. Next Level Games.
I'm thinking Naughty Dog for Steel Diver.
Yeah. They'd have a
Yeah,
good
I'll be up for
story.
that.
Did you get that email from Nintendo this week saying, "Here's what we've got coming out, everyone. Don't worry." Did you not get that?
I didn't.
No,
I
yeah,
don't
it's
remember
quite-
seeing
Usually you
it.
get those emails like 2 weeks after the games come out.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a new Mario? I get paid
Yeah.
to write this.
It was. Want to know what's on the gaming horizon in 2024? So we've got January. They put
Us.
yeah.
We are Game Horizon.
Golden
mate.
Sun, Prince of Persia, another Code Recollection. Is this a new Ace Ventura? Oh no, it's Ace Ventura.
It's the
Ace
no,
Ventura?
Ace Ventura.
Ace
Ace
Ventura.
Ventura! Fucking Pet Detective collection.
I'm looking forward to that one, obviously, because it's got a game in it that I haven't played yet.
The Pet Detective collection is going live on Switch.
But then I forgot they announced the Mario versus Donkey Kong and Princess Peach game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's
I
that
don't know, I don't know why they're showing off that Golden Sun's coming to the Switch.
I know, it's a bit odd, isn't it?
I know, but they end it by saying in the summer, FC 24, Euro 2024. So, okay, Nintendo. Okay.
There's still, I looked at that list and I thought there's still more here than I know is coming out for PlayStation or Xbox in the next couple of months.
Oh, it's
You know.
getting a little bit. You might be eating your words in a couple of games.
I hope so.
James.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Before anyone messages us, yes, from Soft doing Zelda. Okay, is that the last story?
Yes, that's it.
Let's get on to what you've been playing then. Sean, you start.
Hello. Apologies to John Denton. Some of you may recall he came on
Well,
the show.
fucking hate him. God.
I'm going to
So I
knock you
posted
out.
all those things about you on social media. He was on last year, and he talked at length about Remnant 2 and was very clear and eloquent about why we would love it. And I played, I bought it off the back of it, played an hour of it, and was like, yeah, this seems really cool. And then, I don't know, James has walked off. He's not interested.
Getting a water is trying to do it subtly.
Yeah.
Not letting him. And I was like, this seems really cool. And then, I don't know, the other games came out, I assume, and I got distracted and then sort of wanted to go back to it and then never did until this week. It's absolutely astonishing. It's so good. Me and a few of my friends have become absolutely obsessed with it. It's, for those who don't remember or didn't listen to that episode, it's a co-op third-person shooter, right? Where the setting's really weird. It's like Earth has been destroyed, basically, and it kind of it doesn't give a fuck about genre, right? It's a game where you're teleporting to other worlds and shooting baddies, but like one of the worlds is a sort of a fantasy setting where it's all about like there's like you're in this big forest and there's magic and stuff, and then there's another planet that's basically like, haha, we can do a FromSoft game if we wanted to. Like there's a town that is just Bloodborne. It is exactly like Bloodborne, and then there's a castle which is Dark Souls as fuck. It's all ornate and beautiful and all like amazing like metalwork everywhere and stuff. It's absolutely stunning. And then there's another one that's like a grim future sci-fi planet. And then there's another one that's like this mad labyrinth with all blocks moving around and stuff. And it doesn't give a shit. about like, oh well, this is a fantasy game or this is a sci-fi game or whatever. It's just like, no, we'll do a horror bit, we'll do a fantasy bit, we'll do a sci-fi bit, we'll do it, and I love it. Right, it's just absolute chaos. It doesn't care and it works. And it's the fact that like there's so many weird little secrets in it and stuff. Like we're doing bosses. And similar to a Souls game, you'll get an item which is like a boss soul, right? From a Souls game, you get a special item, and then you can take that to your weapons forger person, and they'll make something cool out of it. And then we'll look into it, and it's like, oh, but if you'd done something differently during the fight, you'd have got this instead. And obviously, in a Dark Souls game, that would be like, oh shit, well that's a decision I've made and I've stuck with it. Whereas this is like, well, no, do it in a mate's game instead and make a different decision, do something else, or you can you can re-roll your campaign because the campaign's randomized. So when you start your game, there's an intro bit which is the same for everyone, and then the first planet you go to can be one of 3. And then even if you get the same planet as someone else, it can play out differently. There can be different, it changes the layout and stuff, which is fine. Doesn't necessarily affect things a whole lot. But then, like, I got to this bit where I was like, "Oh shit!" There's like this tree fairy woman appeared and was doing a personality quiz with me, and then gave me a special gun. And I was like, "Holy shit, Chris, have you seen this?" And he's like, "No, I've done that planet. She never appeared. That wasn't a thing."
Yeah, I've heard about this. Like different rewards for the same boss. I think they raved about it on a bunch of podcasts I listened to when they're doing their game of the year. I listened to in December, and like they all said about the fact that different rewards, different things in the same level. Different ways of bosses even work out.
That's such a huge thing, isn't it? Because when you think back to Destiny, and when Destiny first come out, I mean, it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a diss on Destiny at all. But to think that the amount of times you had to do the same content over and over again, to think if it played out differently, if there were different events throughout that played out differently, that would have just added so much to it.
Yep. Yeah. This is the thing. It makes like. Yeah, because the same as you, like, I'm not being like, oh, actually, Destiny's shit, I've just realised.
Right.
But Remnant 2 is such a, like, for someone who loves what Destiny is but does not have the time for it, this just boils it down so much to, like, just the interesting bits. And is so fluid, like, it doesn't give a shit. Like, if you're at the end of the campaign, it's not going to stop a friend joining you who's just started the game. And it just scales everything and adjusts everything to suit, like, without you having to, whereas Destiny's like, you got to be this power level, you've got to have 3 people in your team, or you got to, like, you've all got to be at a certain point for something to work. Whereas this is like, nah, just get your mates in, we'll sort it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds great.
And again, like, and then another friend of ours started it. He's like, right, I've got to the bit with the man stuck in the tree, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. And I can't wait to find out because because that just wasn't in my playthrough. And again, like another friend who was started on a different planet to us, he's like, yeah, these flying enemies are annoying, and we're like, don't know what you're talking about. It's great. Having such
does it get a bit annoying though?
No,
does it get
no because
your mate's constantly going, oh, the clown named Frank. When you meet him, it's like, well, I don't know what he's. How many times have I got to tell you I don't know what you're talking about?
This game's got clowns in it.
I think it's because they're all tied to like unique rewards, right?
Right.
So sometimes someone will mention something like that, and I'll be like, right, stop there. Can we play tonight? I want to see what that is, and because we'd all get the reward from it, right? Whatever that might be. It's so good. And there's little puzzles and stuff, which obviously I like because that's what I'm like. There's loads of little quality of life things, like if you spend loads of resources upgrading a weapon and then you get something else you want to try, you can downgrade the first weapon and get your resources back. Right? And it's like, oh yeah, games can just choose to do that if they want. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? It's just everything about it is engineered towards you enjoying yourself, ideally with your mates, but then it's easy enough to just join other people as well. So yeah, like, and you can re-roll your campaign. So if certain things play out a certain way, or you've like played it for a bit and then didn't play it for 3 months, and then you think, actually, do you know what? Wouldn't it be cool if I could just essentially new game plus it midway through? You can. You just reroll your campaigns. It'll give you a new random campaign. Go back from the start, but with the
But you
same
get all
character
your
and
same
same
stuff,
gear and
right?
everything. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And then you can make it generate what it calls adventures, which I think is basically it just gives you a randomized instance of like one of the planets, and then you can just play through that as like a 3-hour thing, and then it's done. Which again, if there's bosses where you made certain choices, got certain items, you want to try something else, you can just do that.
Give me
It's
an
all-
examples of choice. What do you mean?
So like there's this
Like
one boss
with a boss, yeah.
So there's a boss where it's as you're going through this area, it's building up that this planet has this mythology around basically the Ravager and the Doe, right? As in a female deer. And they're these two
Right.
gods. One represents like aggression and power, and the other one's like, like being peaceful. And then when you find them, the Doe's like injured, and the Ravager basically gives it. I mean, the story's sort of bollocks. The Ravager
Right.
gives this speech about like, I can't remember, like breaking your destiny or something, and then just going like, right, kill the Doe, and you can choose not to. But so basically, if you kill the Doe, you get one item, and you just avoid the boss fight. But obviously, it's the bad thing to do. If you choose to fight the Ravager, and you kill him, you get like one reward. But then mid-fight, he tries to eat the Doe, and if you let him do that, he gets more powerful, and then you beat him, you get another reward,
Right.
like a different reward, stuff like that. It's fucking great. And
What happens if you die? Like, what does it go back to?
just your last checkpoint? Yeah, there's checkpoints pretty regularly.
Right.
Just these crystals, and it just sort of spits you out, and then you try again.
Oh,
really
cool. So it's
forgiving.
not like a run thing where you can get
No,
stuck
no,
halfway
no.
through or whatever.
Yeah, it's really forgiving with that stuff. Yeah, it's so good.
Shit.
Like we've only spent about, I think it's just about 12, 13 hours on it, and it feels like every session ends with us all like wikiing stuff, and just being like, what else could we have done? What have we missed? Like there's like hidden puzzles and stuff in like some of the dungeons. There's like other classes you can unlock. Oh, Cammy's in the chat saying, please mention the Series S stuff. Cammy's playing it on a Series S, and he has seen graphical glitches.
Oh, really? What that you haven't?
Yeah,
How bad?
which is a shame. He did send us a video. It's just like certain effects, like that are clearly supposed to be behind objects, but appearing in front of them. Like
Oh,
sort of
that's
weird.
annoying.
Yeah. Especially when it's not like a power issue. Do you know what I mean? It's just a glitch rather than the S being.
Yeah, I wonder
shite.
why that would just affect the S though.
Yeah, I thought that was odd, but yeah, I mean it's on Game Pass. If you've got a friend who's like a bit of the way into it, it's so easy to join them, and you won't slow them down. They'll probably be happy to help you play through the early bits again because it will be different to them, and it won't.
Yeah,
just
because
be a
it's all
case of
randomised
repeating
as well,
stuff.
isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's so
Yeah,
good.
we might have to play
Is
this,
this-
Sean.
Yeah,
is
man.
this-
Yeah, this does sound amazing.
Is this only for series consoles though? Like it's not on like original Xbox hardware as well.
I don't. Does that matter?
No, because I'm just wondering 'cause some of the people I play with because they haven't
Oh,
got
I
series
see.
consoles yet. So
They
I've no
haven't
idea. To be
They
honest.
haven't got.
yeah,
Your lot piss me off so
they've
much.
still got Xbox Ones. That's some of them. So it's
Fucking wow.
I know who you're talking about as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. That's why I can say fucking hell.
Boots boy. Oh, old cowboy boots.
Oh, booting tooting.
You can be a cowboy in this if that helps. There's a gunslinger class.
Yeah, this sounds great. And big thanks to John Denton for talking about it first.
Yes, no, genuinely, I don't think I'd have if he hadn't
all the
mentioned it, I don't
recommendations
think
from
I'd have bothered because it from a glance, at a glance even, it does look a bit dreary and a bit generic, but it's so much fun and so interesting and in such a short space of time. That's what really gets me about it is how dense it has felt. And like how long I could fucking go on about it and different events we've seen on the same planets and stuff after let's say 12 to 13 hours of play is ludicrous.
Because
So good.
Remnant, this is Remnant of the Ashes was the first game, right?
Remnant is it from the Ashes sort of? I
Or
can't
from the
remember.
Ashes.
Yeah.
I remember that being like builders. Oh no, this is a shooting version of a Souls game,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
that was the sort of angle. So it's pretty tough, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's anywhere near Souls-ish though. Like
Right,
there's
right.
when you do bosses, there's patterns to learn and stuff, and like little tells to look out for. But I don't think any bosses have taken us more than like 2 or 3 goes. And as I say, you spawn like right outside them again every time, so it's been really easy to just reattempt it. So yeah, it's fucking
Cool.
good.
Cool. Yeah, I might have to try that out this week. And
Do it, man.
before John texts me and goes, "Well, you didn't play with us," it's because what happens is that my friends get into this, and then they hammer it, and I'm left so far behind that there's no point in me joining them. Like I know what you're saying. It's they appreciate going back, but they were going for like legendary weapons that it's no point of even joining them.
We got a bot right. We did a boss, and we unlocked a weapon. There was this rifle that had all like fingers coming out the side. We saw it from the picture. It's like, oh, it's like feathers, and then we unlocked it. It's like, oh no, there's all live fingers sort of coming out the side of the gun. And then you look at the special ability, and it's like, press the right bumper to enter the nightmare realm.
Who do the fingers belong to?
Don't know.
It's
To the gun.
the hands in Labyrinth when she's falling down that thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You want to go down? James. Matt's played nothing again. That's fine. That
Yeah,
is
sorry
fine.
about that.
How long does this go on before we have a word?
The Prince of Persia game's out this week, so
Alright.
I'll
It
play
is.
that game.
I think I'm finally dropping the Ubisoft beef because they released a good game.
Oh, beef being drops all over the gaff. This 2024 is a crazy one.
That's all their first day in Sainsbury's.
Matt, I'm looking forward for Matt talking about the opening 10 minutes of that game next
Ah,
week.
I could have played the demo and I didn't. I could have played, which is the opening 10 minutes probably, but I didn't.
That's
Oh,
not a
it's like a
defense.
cross-section, apparently.
I don't think that's as
It's a vertical
much of a
slice,
defense
isn't
as you think.
Well, I
it
didn't
is,
play
Matt.
that, and I'm looking forward to the main game when it
I
comes
could have
out.
played the demo and I didn't bother.
Yeah, that's not the
given
win
us
you
your
think it is,
thoughts
Matt.
James, what have you been playing this week?
So I played on Friday last week. I played Not for Broadcast, which was the VR game, which is where what happens is you take the place of a person running production in a TV studio, and then you control stuff like which cameras to switch to and all that kind of stuff, and also the microphones. Then you have to choose when the adverts are going to be played. And my favourite bit, you can choose whether and when to bleep people when they're speaking. So if people swear, because there's often people come on TV and there's one guy comes on and he's drunk and he just starts swearing, and it's like you have to bleep him before it
Does it
it
sound
comes out.
familiar, Dave?
Every game of the year show, baby.
So I mean, all the actings and the programs are very kind of British and complete.
Is
There's
this
even
VR? This isn't VR only though, is it? This was
no, there's a flat version of it as well, just a
Yeah.
regular version of it.
A pancake version.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you call Matt from within the industry? What do you describe those games as?
Flat screen.
I was going to say yeah,
Flat screen gaming. It
Flat,
was like
flat,
going
flat
if
screen
you
version.
like that sort of thing.
Fucking pricks. Flat screen gaming.
Oh,
Grow
he's
up.
a fucking flat screener.
He's a pancaker. He's a pancaker, boys. Let's get him.
Go on, James.
So yeah, and there's even this whole so you're watching these news broadcasts that are going out, but then also with these lifestyle segments as well, which are a bit strange. I mean, one of them is I don't know if any of you saw the League of Gentlemen ages ago, but do you remember there was the Legs Akimbo theatre group?
Yes, legs akimbo, of course.
So yeah, there's a whole section which is very much that going on, and it's supposed to be promoting. I think it's bullying. I think that it was supposed to be about.
Well,
and it's-
they're
because-
promoting bullying.
No, as in trying to stop people bullying and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty good.
Anti-bullying, if anything.
It's all very drama school kind of thing, which is pretty funny. But then also the whole point is there's clearly a political takeover happening in the background at the same time, because you keep at the beginning of each day you kind of have these choices that you have to make as well, with questions about it starts off with your brother turns up and he says, oh, I'm in finance or whatever, but there's some sort of crackdown going on. Can I borrow your passport because I need to leave the country? And you look a bit like me, so I need to just get out of here. And you have to decide whether you're gonna shop him basically, or whether you're just gonna let him have the passport because he's family and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm only about an hour into it, so I'm not that far, but I'm imagining that what's probably going to happen is you're going to have more and more choices to make about what you're going to show to the public and what you're not going to show, and whether you're going to toe the new party line, or whether you're going to try and reveal what's the nastier side of what's going on potentially. But I mean, I'm only an hour into this so far, but I was really enjoying it until I started to feel sick again, which is something I'm a bit worried about at the moment, because this is the second VR game that I played recently where I've started to feel ill after about an hour of play, and I don't know why this is, because I'd never had that before with stuff but it's been happening recently. So Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was just tired or whatever.
Old age, baby.
It could be that. It may be old age. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but,
what was the gap
VR 's
between
young
VR
man's
games?
when did the PSVR 2 come out? It's
February 22nd.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we sure this isn't just a PSVR 2 issue?
It might be. Yeah, maybe the resolution's just too high, Sean.
Yeah,
And
there's too
it's,
many graphics, mate. You need to get rid of some of them.
Yeah.
These
not
eyes are used to
resolution
360p. But I'm gonna go back and finish this because I was really enjoying it. It was great fun, and it was fun to play on the stream as well. Because like you have the whole panic thing of like this guy in your ear telling you what needs to be done, and then it's like, go on, just pull the lever or whatever. It's like I don't know which one. I don't know which one it is, and it was it was great. I enjoyed that. So yeah, I recommend what I played so far. I think is it out on Quest as well? I don't know.
I don't know, actually. Not sure.
Because it's out, it's PSVR 2 came out quite recently, and there's another PSVR 2 game and also Quest I think that's come out today.
Vertigo 2.
Vertigo 2, yeah.
Yeah,
which I've heard
it reviewed really, really well. It's been heavily delayed on PSVR, but that's going to be excellent.
I streamed a bit of it. I didn't really get it,
Okay.
to be honest. But yeah, Matt's not wrong. It was the acclaim for it was amazing.
Yeah.
I've heard all these people saying it's like Half-Life, like the first Half-Life.
Yeah, a lot of them are. That game is definitely referenced in reviews. Yeah, and really highly rated. And the PSVR 2 versions may be really good. So excited to see what it's about.
Yeah, might have a look at that. But yeah, I'm going to go back to this because it was great fun. It was really fun.
Love it. The way James says, "Might have a look at that." It always sounds like he's absolutely not.
No, it's on my wish list, but I'll get it when it goes down in price or whatever, or when it's on something.
Okay.
And then the other two games that I played, which I started playing over Christmas, was I got this was a while ago.
One of them had better be fucking Alan Wake 2, James.
Sadly, not. It's not available on the Switch, Matt. Which is.
Have you played that yet, or what?
No, I've been playing Baldur's Gate.
Are you going to play it?
Of course, I'm going to play it. I will play it. I swear. It's just I haven't got around to it yet.
I'm going to play it when the weather's nicer and I'm less scared.
James isn't scared of anything.
That's true, yeah, James doesn't give a fuck.
But yeah, I mean, the other problem is that you've got Baldur's Gate 3, which I need to finish, get to the end of that, and then new Yakuza coming out like in a couple of weeks. It's
Yeah, but
looking
you
good.
could say that every fucking month.
Exactly, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, turn around, just like close your eyes, point on a calendar, as new Yakuza game come out 2 weeks
And I'm
time.
quite worried about this one because they said it's the longest one they've ever done, which terrifies me.
Do you see those fucking TikToks where it's like, I'm going to throw this dart at this map, and whatever country it lands on, I'm going to do is conquest. It's like, I'm going to throw this dart at this calendar, whatever. That's the Yakuza game I'm going to get next. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, so
It's kind of
over
like my
Christmas-
joke, but just a bit longer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Well,
almost like
we're
you
running
tried to
short.
pad it
We're running
out.
short. We're only 1 hour 8 minutes in, and we've
Stop
we're down to
dragging
the
it
last
out,
couple of
David.
people left. Go on.
Got
I've
homes to
nearly
go
finished
to.
all my games as well because
We've
these are
got
only
one
brief.
question.
But anyway, I got the Game Boy Advance collection of the Castlevania games because that was like on a sale at some point, and I'm a big fan of those because the Castlevania Circle of the Moon was the first sort of Metroidvania style Castlevania that I'd ever played, and I bought it when the original Game Boy Advance came out and had a brilliant time with it despite the screen being terrible. And I always remembered the music from it because the music in it is incredible, and it's still
Is that the one? Was this the first GBA one?
Yes. Yeah, this is the first GBA one.
Because I still remember like the title screen with like the vocals on the music. Like just genuinely, it was one of those moments where I was like, I didn't know this hardware could do this. Like this, like just because it was actual singing on like a handheld device.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Like, and I don't know. For some reason, that was just a big moment.
And it was
Didn't think
all. I mean, the game was kind of like visually, it was kind of washed out because it was on the on the original hardware, which so you couldn't see things so well. But it was still an excellent introduction, I think, to that series. And it was, and I played it back, and it's also this is the other thing. I remember playing that game for like hours on the Game Boy Advance. It's only about 4 hours long. It's like 4 to 5 hours long. It's very short. It's like a really short adventure, and still great. It's still really good, and the music is still amazing.
Yeah, but
As I
come
said-
on.
What?
4 hours long.
Yeah, It's
Not
about, okay, 4 to 5 hours long. It's short. It's much shorter than I remember
just
it
don't
being.
just increase what it says because
Yeah,
I'm
4
angry
to
about
10.
4 to 5, 6. To 7
Yeah,
to 8.
Yeah, probably
When
like
will you
20
stop
hours,
having a
really.
go at my favourite game?
Probably-
What sort of
probably
length before you
8 to
stop
9
having a go
hours.
at it?
But it's
100 hours.
yeah. But yeah, it's still really good.
I'm
It's still
checking
really
that
good.
one
But I then started playing the sequel, kind of, although it's not really a sequel, but the next one in the series, which is Harmony of Dissonance.
How long to beat? Says 9 hours for Circle of the Moon, James.
That's
Okay,
classic
well, I
James
did it a lot
Farley time,
quicker.
isn't it?
Why
I
is
did
he
it look-
such a fucking liar?
What? I did it a lot quicker than that.
Every game, James is like, yeah, dude, it's always half the time you'll see it
And I
anywhere
can prove
else.
it. I've got the
just that
stats
good.
on it.
Get your Switch now, mate.
Get the
Prove it. Go on.
receipts.
If I can find it, I don't know where it is, but I have got
Oh
the
yeah,
proof
right,
somewhere.
James.
Convenient.
You can
Very
turn your, you
convenient.
can close your eyes, put your hand out, and you'll grab a Switch somewhere.
Go on.
Then I started playing Harmony of Dissonance, which was the next one that came out on the GBA, and it is
So
not a
good.
good game
No?
at all. No, I
fuck.
I nearly gave up on it several times because first of all, like the path is really not clear in this one, like in terms of like where, like, because they do the whole like Castle A and Castle B thing, which is not apparent immediately when you start playing it, but the music is absolutely awful, and the reason for this is because it's using Game Boy music rather than Game Boy Advance music, because apparently they put all the processing power into the visuals to try and make it look like a lot sort of more vibrant, and like all the effects and everything. Shouldn't have bothered. I still think it looks gaudy, and I don't think it looks that great. Like everything looks bigger, but not in a great way. Sorry, I'm going to cough.
That's all right. So I assume I'm just going to speak for James now. So, so for the music, I assume it's all like synthesized stuff rather than using samples, which was what was.
Yeah, it's all
cool about
tinny
it,
and
yeah.
awful. Like it sounds dreadful, like absolutely dreadful. I was really disappointed, and as I said, I got lost many times, which is something which happens in in Metroidvania style games. But this one, I found it particularly irritating where to find where to go next. The map is really sparse and massive. There's loads of like corridors which are like massive and long, but there's nothing in them at all, and it's just generally irritating. So far it's the worst
shame.
Castlevania I've ever played.
Really?
And I've
Okay,
played the
'cause
originals.
Because I'm trying to remember, because I got this collection as well. Because it's 3 games, isn't it? So it's Circle of the Moon,
Yeah.
Harmony of Dissonance, and then
Aria of Sorrow. Yeah.
I'll see what you think of Aria of Sorrow.
See, that's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah,
because
I think
everyone
that's the one
says
that
that's
holds
the
up.
closest to like Symphony of the Night in
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the one I'm looking forward to playing the most. But this one, I'm doing that thing where I'm just getting to the end of it, which is a shame. But Circle of the Moon is still great. I still think it's one of the best. It's very good.
How long is Harmony of Dissonance, James?
About an hour, I think.
20 minutes.
Okay. Well, I mean, get ready, everyone. Here's some more Cyberpunk chat.
Hey.
Oh, thank God. We need
up
45 minutes, so
Bought
go.
the DLC. What's it called? Phantom
Fanny
Liberty?
Libs.
Fanny Libs.
Phantom of Liberty.
Phantom Liberty.
Phantom Liberty.
Phantom
No
Liberty.
of.
Because it's not real freedom, is it, Dave? It's like freedom's a ghost, isn't it?
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
But also,
I'm Ghost.
I mean, look. Did you find it? Did you find it hilarious how the whole concept of this city behind the walls that's being guarded, you can't get in or out. V gets in with about 2 minutes. Like, it's
But
just-
he's amazing.
But also, how did you get in? Because I got in by murdering a lot of people.
Really?
Which was quite bad, yeah.
What do you mean? Did you just follow the lady and then she?
James just shot the place up.
shot the
Oh,
place
you
up.
talk about when you go through the garden with the
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I shot the whole place up. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. They were going, oh, watch out for the patrols, and I'm like, well, they're already dead. Don't worry about it. There is part of me that I'm kind of like, why is V doing this? Like, why? V.
There might be a cure.
Yeah, but V, no. I understand his motivation, but I don't know why he's been asked by anyone to do this. Like,
Oh, I
it
see.
seems like a very important job, and you
The
want.
Night City legend.
Yeah, but he's just a street thug on my version of it. He just goes around killing everyone and murdering everyone. Like, I am really bad with it. There is time where it's like, you go up to a group, that side quest where it's like, oh, these people have got this suitcase that, my client wants me to get back for them. And you turn up and they're like, we can't open it. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. Right, okay, grab the suitcase, off I go. Do you know what I
And
mean?
at no point is anyone like, I think V might be really thick.
Joe says
someone
that
else.
sitting next to me while we're playing it. Right, I wanted to say this last week, and I know it sounds inflammatory, Sean, and it
Uh-oh.
isn't meant to be.
I'm inflamed.
Hear
already.
me out.
Go on.
Since the update, and not including the DLC, when I was playing it, and I've played a hell of a lot of Cyberpunk over the past few weeks, I'm thinking, oh, this is what a Bethesda game should be in 2024. It feels so Bethesda, like it feels way less Witcher. Like, and that's what I was saying last week. It feels way less Witcher than I thought it would be in terms of structure, in terms of how it pulls the plot together and everything. But I was like, oh no, this is a bit of a buggy mess, but also really charming. And like riding a motorbike around that fucking city is fucking embarrassing because the physics don't work properly and you're sliding all over. And I'm like, oh, this is a Bethesda game. Like, this is legitimately a Bethesda game.
Yeah, but
If a Bethesda game, like, it's what you would imagine a Bethesda game would be like in 2023.
Well,
the way
it's
people
not
talk about
what they actually are.
it's what we were hoping we were going to get with Starfield. Honestly.
Yeah, totally,
You know,
totally. Yeah,
There we go. There it is, everyone. Drink
I know,
if
I
you've
was
got it on the
trying to-
bingo card.
I'm trying to
It's
work
true
around
though.
it.
It's like, and that's why, because I played some of Starfield and then I went back to Cyberpunk, and I remember texting you, Sean, like just saying like, this is like exact, like especially like you can compare them like for like with things like the nightclub scenes and stuff.
Yep.
Where
Right,
you're just
sure,
like, it's
sure, right.
embarrassing.
But,
you know,
but
like,
we're
the
talking
difference here.
direct comparisons here, and that's not what I was going down. What I was going down was, I remember playing Fallout 3 and going, oh my god, there's so much wrong here, and it feels like it's being held together by string and bits of, and how is it stitching together? But there's something here, and oh my god, I care about everything, and I'm in it. You know what I mean? And oh look, and I'm getting that from Cyberpunk, right? Like that's what I'm trying to get across. That I'm in a moment where I'm talking to a character, I'm caring about what they say, but the voice acting is slightly off, and some of the writing is a bit cringe, and there's way too much focus on cool metal and we're rock and we're, and then I get out.
Have you fought the robot tank yet?
No, I'm not including the DLC yet.
Right.
I'm not including the DLC because there is another part to this. And then I walk out of a nightclub and I'm thinking, fucking how atmospheric is this? And then I get on a bike and he's basically sliding around the road while the game is sort of slowly loading in the background. Like when you're looking it up ahead, you're seeing things pop up and you go, fuck me, this is janky, but fuck me, it's not ruining it. And that's like what Bethesda games were. That's what Bethesda games were, right? Yeah. They were that. There was so much to love about them. There was a lot to hate about them, but it didn't get in the way, and that's why Fallout 3 was so bloody good, right? Starting DLC instantly, it's not that. It's not a Bethesda game. How a Bethesda game should feel in 2023. It felt like BioShock, man. Or the first time that you saw the adverts for Atomic Heart and thought, whoa,
Yeah.
that's what the DLC stuff is. And you go, oh man, now I just feel bad that this is not the full like game now. Because you get, the premise is that you get a message saying that we can help you with your problem with your head. And then you go there and you witness
A message we'd all love to receive in real life.
Yeah. And then you witness a bit of a tragedy, don't you? And then you get wrapped up in the fallout of that.
But that whole section, like with the tragedy like bit, is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was it was proper like pumped after that.
It reminded me of BioShock. It reminded me of Destiny 2. Some of the stuff in Destiny 2. Do you remember when Destiny 2 went? Do you remember when you were playing Destiny for the first time and going, "Oh shit! Like this actually has a story to it now, and not just."
Yeah, with the Taken King.
That was the
Because
problem
there's
with
a
the
bit
first game.
the
right?
opening in the DLC. So when you've made your way in, as I say, and everything kicks off, and there's a bit where all you are doing is running down a road. But at the time, you're just like, oh my god, I've got to save the president. Everything's exploding. This is amazing.
Yeah, and that reminds me of the Taken King, that first one where everything's exploding and all those, what were they called? We used to call them something, and what was the race called where you could pop their heads? They were like
the the Space Rhinos. Oh fuck! What they actually? I forgot what they're actually
Oh,
called
that's
now.
going
The
to kill me
Cabal.
actually, because
Cabal, yeah.
the crowd, Cabal. That's it. Because me and Matt used to keep. There was a objective once when we were playing, and it said "kill the Cabal." So we spent the whole evening just going "kill the Cabal," kill the Cabal over again.
Very satisfying to say.
It was satisfying to say, but yeah, it reminded me of that. It really reminded me of that. So you're going, holy shit, okay, this is next level stuff. But I know that I've got to return back to that world at some point, and I'm a little bit worried it's going to ruin it for me.
I mean, do you have to, James? I can't remember. Like that is how I played it. I was going in and out quite a lot, doing stuff outside. But then it sounds like you've pretty well smashed the main story and the stuff you want to do in the wider city anyway.
Yes.
You can, I mean, there are
but
parts
I've still
of
got
it.
to go back there to finish it.
But no, there are parts of it where you have to go back, from what I remember, into the main city, because there's story threads. But it depends, I think, on how many sort of side missions and stuff you do as well, because some of those are like tied over. But some of those are really worth doing because they're great. Like I mean, I really felt that Phantom Liberty was quite a step up. Like in terms of,
it's noticeably.
And the ending, I think, was really good.
So
I really loved it.
I think because these games need more, what do they call it? Set pieces. Whereas like the main game doesn't have many. Like it has a few cool cutscenes and a few cool places that you go, but it hasn't got set pieces that make you think, oh my god, this changes everything. Whereas this does already. Like it's had several of those.
Yeah, and I think it's weirdly, Phantom Liberty is an argument that like Cyberpunk 2 should probably be smaller. If anything, like, I think Phantom Liberty really benefits from being a much more contained, denser space where I can describe it and I can remember the way from one place to another, rather than being like, well, I'd better use the sat nav because who knows where I am, right?
Yeah, it's the Shenmue effect, isn't it? When you finish Shenmue, it's smaller, denser, and you remember everything about that place. You know, yeah, I think that's kind of important. It's funny, isn't it? Because with game development, we've got a map, let's make it bigger. Right now, in the next game, we've got to make that bigger, and we've got to make that bigger. That's what I was saying about GTA 6. I'd be happy if the map size is exactly the same as GTA 5.
Yeah,
but
just make it more dense.
You can get more dense. There's more places to go into and check out. I don't need sprawling maps. I want to feel like I'm getting to know the place. Do you know what I mean? So it's been really cool to play actually. Also, one other thing that I did since last week was complete the car missions, the taxi missions.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say, right? I mean, I know this came out like 3 years ago. Can we just stop with the Portal stuff though? Like, because there's a whole
that's
thing
weird,
with
isn't it?
Gladys is in it, and you
Even in
go,
2020, that was weird.
yeah, I'm just like, really? The cake is a lie. Oh, right. Okay,
What? What? In Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah, it wasn't cool in 2020.
I don't know
It's definitely
the
not
answer.
Cool now.
I don't know the answer.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing it was in development for years, maybe that was like an early
That's true.
thing that they just were like, yeah,
Cut it, man. That was just, I was cringing so badly when that was happening. It was like, oh, God damn. Cyberpunk 2077, that is what I was playing. But also, I remember, so recently, when I got the Portal, I was like, I'm going to get PlayStation Premium or whatever. And I remember complaining the Artful Escape was not on Game Pass anymore. And someone said, well, it's on the PlayStation one. And I was like, oh yeah, it's on the PlayStation one. So I installed it and I've been playing the Artful Escape again, which for those of you that may have missed it the first time round, we were very hot on this game when it came out. It's a side-scrolling walking simulator. Is sort of the right way of putting it?
Yeah.
You don't play the game. You sort of move from left to right. Occasionally, throughout the game, you can...
platforms.
There are platforms, but it's not challenging and it doesn't really affect it. It's more about just moving from left to right and seeing all the incredible visuals in the background. And occasionally you can hold down the square button and it plays like some guitar solos as you play. And it's the whole story is that you are the nephew of a folk singer who has died, and the town that you grew up in loves him because that's where he was born, and there's this folk singer, so they're getting you as the nephew to go on stage and do a tribute show for the anniversary of his album that sort of broke into the mainstream. But you soon realise that you, as the nephew, don't actually like folk music, and you like playing, I don't know, space rock is the kind of. And it's all about
Prog.
you finding yourself, essentially. The game's all about the character finding themselves.
It's
Sean,
yeah, because it's the sort of the weird sort of relationship with sort of you crafting essentially like a false identity for yourself,
Yes.
but one that is, artistically you've created it, so it's like it is you, but it isn't. Depending on which way you look at it, and it's really nicely done.
it's one of those things where we played it when it came out about 2 or 3 years ago,
Mm.
and I adored it. And then you look back and go, I've always wanted to do another run of it because it's not particularly long, it's not challenging, and I remember it being beautiful. I'm just thinking, did we get this right? As like a little bit nervous about it because I have such fond memories of it. Did we get this right? And I know that we had a lot of messages at the time as well saying it just did nothing for me, didn't click with me at all. And I get that. Holy shit, that game is amazing. Like honestly, it made my chest go again, like out of excitement when I first stepped through that door for the first time. And it's so incredibly beautiful. Like the art direction in that game is fucking unreal. And
Like even before it goes weird as well, like that opening town, like you say, it's even though it's about the character wanting to get away from his uncle's music, they haven't half-arsed his uncle's music. Like it's still like a really beautiful sort of kind of funny sort of Bob Dylan tribute. But it's really nicely done. Like there's nothing disrespectful. It's not like, oh yeah, fuck the old man's music. I want to play metal.
No, it's not.
Like
It's so respectful for all the types. I don't like this sort of space rock, theatrical metal or whatever you want to call it. It's not my sort of genre of choice. I fucking adore the music in it. I love how it just it represents what it represents. It doesn't matter if I don't like that style of music. It's, oh my god, it is so good that I kind of think, why isn't this like up there with some of the most highly rated games? And I guess it's just some people that music is like nails on a chalkboard, I guess, which I kind of understand. But like if the music was doing nothing for me, I'm like, well, that's a big part of the game. But visually and the characters, the way they talk to each other and the comedy in it. And
I was going to say, because there's really good voice talent in this as well.
Yeah, but it's really funny as well. Some of the lines are fantastic. And oh man, I am so glad that I booted this up again because it is an absolute classic. Like it genuinely is. I've played a bit of it on the main TV, which is great on the OLED display. I've played a little bit on the Portal because it's just lovely to sit back with some headphones in and sort of just put my feet up and play a little bit of Artful Escape. For me, this is probably... Is it top 5? It might be top 5. It might be a top 5 game for me.
Wow.
So if you've not played it and you didn't try it when we were raving about it and you've got PS Plus, then you might as well give it a go. Cause
It says above or below Future Unfolding.
it's above Future Unfolding. That's not even in the top 10, to be fair. It's a good game, but
It was a good game. Yeah, I mean, I liked it too.
it's not in the top 10.
Right.
Fucking Artful Escape though is next level. I can't get over how good it looks. I'd forgotten how good it looks, and I think that was the first thing that really grabbed me when I played that game. But when you play it again, you're like, holy shit, wow. Play the
It's
Artful
weird
Escape.
how some games look better when you revisit. I was saying about Red Dead 2, and I was just like, how were we not just like crying when we saw this?
I was
like 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
I was. You go back and listen to me at the time. I definitely was. That really. Matt wasn't. Said it was
No,
last
it's
gen.
last gen.
Well, it was.
Okay, and that's what I've been playing. It is definitely going to be a short show this week because we have one question.
Well, it depends. We could probably eke out a good hour on this, I reckon.
You want to send us a question, and you're a certified solicitor. Only if.
Is it for questions as well? I thought it was just feedback.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe
No. I think maybe for questions you have to be a fire person.
I was going to say no. For questions, you have to have been accused of a crime.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's Maria Mendieta been up to?
yeah, I'm sorry, Maria, but
If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Maria Mendieta has done that. She's dear TCGS custard tarts. New year, new lingo.
Sorry.
Terms like hit points, HP, and items have dominated the way gamers refer to health and objects. Being the iconoclast that you are, what would you suggest as new terms to discuss a character's health or the things they acquire in-game? Please keep up the work you do as it makes any year much more bearable. Sincerely, Maria.
On a slightly related note, Harry and Charlie have been watching this, what's it called, like Ninja Sheep or something he's called, YouTuber. He plays like Mario Odyssey with loads of like mods on and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And but he describes, you know, you get like 3 hearts in Mario Odyssey. If he just, like loses 2 of those hearts, he goes, "Oh no, I've only got 1 HP." And I'm like, but that's not HP, is it?
I mean, it's
What,
not
heart
Kind of makes
piece?
sense. It's a hit
Health
point.
point, a hit
It is
point.
a hit,
Yeah, it is a hit point, but I'm kind of like, yeah, but
come
that's,
on.
come
Yeah.
on. Oh,
Grow
one
up.
hit. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think we should get this person banned on YouTube.
It feels weird,
It does
but
feel
but
weird.
I also can't say that it's wrong. You know what I mean,
All the kids are calling stuff HP these days.
sauce.
I've got to say, James, you are not well at the moment. What's up, bud?
He's not as you bless
No, it's
him.
just the coughing a bit. It's all right.
Okay, I thought he
Sounds
passed
very
out
healthy.
then. He's got a very red face. Yeah, I don't really understand the question. That's a problem.
Well, no,
So
give
what
a
else
new
can we
name
refer
to
health as.
yeah, a new name for health.
New name for health. Life. Well, no, that doesn't
A
work.
new name.
What would
Do
you
know what,
call it?
What I don't know always because so Isaac's learning the
Spunk.
Pokemon card game at the moment.
What?
And what always throws me is that when you put when a Pokemon receives damage, right?
Right.
So you say you'll have Pokemon that's got 120 hit points or whatever.
Your
But
Pokemon got spunked. That kind of thing.
What?
No. Okay. No.
Oh,
We'll move on. We'll move on.
He's trying.
It's
He's,
spunk
he's,
points.
he's riding high off the cum joke from last week, and now he's.
No, I suggested it to me. In Matt's defence, I did suggest that we change health to spunk earlier.
You did, yeah.
So basically, yeah. So and if Pokemon receives 20 damage, rather than counting down from the 120, you count up. So it's like no. So you put a 20 damage counter on it. Do you know what I mean? But for some reason, as a video game person, that's like no. He's that's like adding a number rather than subtracting. What do you know?
Yeah,
What I mean?
that
It's
doesn't
idiotic.
help.
It's
Yeah. What
completely-
the
yeah.
fuck is happening these days?
Dragging it out, man. Dragging it out. So I'm saying, rather than losing health, you accumulate damage. There you go.
Do you know what's funny is that last week, it was literally last week, we asked James not to mute himself when he's laughing, and he's just done it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the coughing and shit, isn't it? It's not good.
Okay.
But we can fix that in post.
I was going to say, yeah,
That was one
all
of the
other
best
stuff
things
we have
you've
to
ever
take out.
said, Matt. I love that. That was so good.
All right.
Oh, if only the listeners could hear.
Someone's already working on a deal for Game of the Year show 2024. Jesus. James, what would you call it then? A replacement for health?
I
mean, you
don't know.
can't. This isn't. Like, we've heard this question about 5 minutes ago. You've had 5 minutes to think
I know,
about
and
it.
I've
haven't
been
you?
thinking about it. I just
No,
thought,
you
I don't
haven't.
know. It's like, I don't know. So we've already had life, haven't we? So you can't have that.
Yep. We
That's
said that
Yep.
earlier. That was the first thing we said.
So you can't have like vitality points, can you? Because that's like,
Nope.
That's,
you know,
that's that's already a thing.
it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't
All right
remember.
then. Well, we will catch
Okay. Well,
you next
I've
week.
got
Wonder
answers
why we didn't get more questions.
for fuck.
I don't.
Health would be juice. 'Cause I think juice works.
You
It's
lose-
also
you
kind of
lose
like
your-
well, not sure I want to hear that, but you know
Yeah.
that's like life, isn't it?
Oh, man,
And things say
half
acquire
juice.
game trinkets or beans. Look all the beans I've got in my bag, etc., etc. You know, I think that could work. Different types of beans, different trinkets.
Do you ever think about that? Like in games, we equip things all the time. Have you ever equipped something in real life?
What do you mean?
Have you ever picked up a can of Pepsi and gone, right, I've equipped that,
I've equipped that Pepsi.
and I'm going to use it?
I've never done that. No.
I haven't, but that is a great.
That's
yeah,
what I mean. It's one of those like language you would never use. in real
but
life.
you have equipment.
What
Yeah.
are the socials, Matt?
Fucking hell, we are
What are the
scraping the
socials?
barrel here tonight. This is shit. This is shit. This is shit. Right, can we just analyse that for a second? Sean just said, have you ever picked up a can and thought, I've equipped that? And then Matt went, you have equipment. Matt,
It's great
Matt,
insights,
Well,
David.
Matt,
It's
Matt,
great.
Matt,
It's
you
just great
equipment.
banter.
we
It is
have
just great banter.
equipment.
You have equipment.
Fucking hell. Jesus. This is right. Okay, it's a short pod this week, and I feel weird about it. I don't know. I do feel weird about it. But we got.
Let's
through
talk
it.
about our top games of all time then. If you want to have another half an hour.
I don't want to add anything. It's fine, isn't it? Is this
It's
fine?
totally fine.
But I don't want people to go, oh, they're not putting the effort in anymore. But we fucking are. I love it. Like I'm.
We put
bang
loads
up
of
for it.
effort in.
I can't. All right, Matt.
Come on, the Game of the Year show was like 6 hours long or
Well,
something.
yeah, James, we can't
people
live
should
off
still be
that. That
listening
was
to
last year.
You should have rationed that out.
2
everyone.
episodes ago.
Come on.
Yeah, but we've slept since then. We can't say, well, we did a really good show about 7 episodes ago.
Ace of Jason in the chat says you don't get this on the back page pod. Mm.
What, good podcasting?
Yeah, exactly. Banter.
What laughter? That's true. And Sean the Bode in the chat says, "Look, we all need to submit questions for next week because this is on us."
Yeah,
That is true, actually.
This is the listener's
Especially
fault,
you,
if
Sean.
anyone.
Well, let's just say this. Cool. I mean, we could do the impossible decisions,
Oh,
but we
no,
were
but
gonna
this-
say
Save
No,
that for
no,
Patreon, save
no,
that for
no.
Patreon.
That,
Bonus
that
show,
really
yeah.
would be scraping the barrel.
That
You
is
got to pay for
bonus
that.
show.
No, it's not scraping the barrel. It's too good for the
Would
normal
you
show.
Oh,
rather
save, yeah,
have
save
the
that for
police hunting
someone
you
actually
for a
pay
crime
for.
you
Go on,
didn't
do
commit?
one as a taster.
Would
If you want
rather-
more of this, maybe
This is a
support us on
game-
Patreon.
Sorry, we didn't explain this on the podcast. I bought a game as a stocking filler for
What?
filler for my
Jeez,
wife.
fucking hell.
And it's called Impossible Decisions, and they're not impossible at all. They're quite clear. Would you rather have the police hunting you for a crime you didn't commit, or be followed around by a creepy clown?
It depends what the crime was. It depends what the crime
Okay,
was.
we don't need to
Whether
go
it's
into
like
that.
shoplifting or
Yeah, if it was murder, I'm like,
Yeah.
but if I, no.
But you didn't commit
whereas-
it.
Yeah, I
I
know,
know, but it's what people think of you.
yeah, it's all.
Just
It's all
do the
also like, yeah,
socials,
trusting the
please.
British justice system. It's like, yeah, you can think, well, I haven't done it, so therefore there'll be no evidence. But you must still get banged up.
Yeah, but mob justice might.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's social.
Whereas a
Matt.
creepy clown, is that constant? You know,
Creepy
Socials,
clown,
Matt.
can you just
do
beat
the
the shit
socials,
out of the
Matt?
creepy clown?
Yeah,
Can you just
social, Matt.
batter him?
well, I'm not. No, because then I would be accused of that crime, Sean.
Well, no, because that'd be self-defense if you're being stalked by him.
Oh,
This isn't America.
Socials, Matt. Socials, mate.
What's
Okay,
the pity?
Wednesday night, if you're a Patreon supporter at the £8.50 and above tier, we are doing Red Dead Online. That is 9 p.m. on Patreon. All the links have already gone out. The Patreon post went out today. So if you're a Patreon supporter at that tier, have a look at the email and you get a link to watch it live on YouTube. And these streams don't go out anywhere else. So watch it live while you still can. Thursday, no stream this week, but on Friday, James is starting a brand new
Hang
series.
on, Thursday's the Xbox thing. Isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, well, it is.
Matt,
Yeah, it
he's
says
on the
no.
ball. He's on the ball, that boy.
It says no stream this week, so I just read that as literally no stream.
Yeah, but I think you wrote no stream this week, didn't you?
I didn't.
Okay.
I think I did last week and then just haven't.
Okay, Thursday night. Well, that thing. Yeah, so we're gonna talk over the Xbox Developer _Direct. It's live from 8 o'clock, so probably live from like 10 to 8, discussing those 4 games and maybe a shadow drop or 2. That's Thursday night from 9. Thursday night from 10 to 8, and Friday night from 9 is Dark Souls 3 with James.
I'm editing this week. Should I slow the tempo down just a bit? Just a
Plain and rinse
bit.
it.
To get...
You should absolutely do that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
The last 2 on Twitch, to go to twitch.tv/TCGSco and go there, follow us. If you've got Amazon Prime, connect to your Twitch account, you get a free sub. Please subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. We're on Amazon. No, we're not on Amazon. Fucking hell. We're on Patreon. I've just mentioned that. And the website tcgs.co for links to our amazing Discord community, store, podcast, socials, a lot.
Shall show this week.
Sure.
Please do send your feedback and messages in. And we will catch you next week for some more video game
what's-
chit chat.
But what's upsetting is that now loads of people will do that, and then next week I'm like, I'm gonna have to cut half.
Yeah, I
of
know, that's the
Too many.
problem. Yeah, because we'll spend 2 hours talking about that fucking Prince of Persia game. Thanks for living it, everyone. we will catch you next week. Goodbye.
Cheerio.
Ta-ra.
Goodbye.